Okay, hello Year 10 and welcome to our second video on area and perimeter. Today what we're going to do, if you look at Learning Objective 1, is to recap over some of the things that we did yesterday on area and perimeter of rectangles. Learning Objective 2, we'll be looking at areas of compound shapes where all the sides are known. Learning Objective 3, we'll be calculating missing sides of compound shapes. And learning objective number 4, we will be calculating the area of compound shapes where we have to work out some unknown sides first. As always, I would like us to begin with this do now task. So can you pause the video, give yourself about 2 or 3 minutes and have a go at these questions, please. Okay, thank you very much for that. Here are your answers. Okay, brilliant. Now, what I want to do is take some time to go over the worded question, as I know this is something that a lot of people struggle with. So let's look at this. Now, what you'll notice from yesterday's lesson, I began by underlining some of the key words, all right? So it says, calculate the perimeter of a square, that's very important, given the fact that its area is 49 centimeters squared. Okay. Now, the way I would advise you to begin with this question is through drawing a diagram and thinking about the properties of a square. All right. So we know that area is on the inside, as mentioned from last lesson. So I'm just going to write down what the area is. And we know that all sides are going to be exactly the same, okay? Now, you can call it what you want, but I'm going to call it x, okay? So if I just relate that to something else, all right? If we remember our square numbers, if I squared a number, let's say 3, for example, this has nothing to do with the question, by the way. If I did 3 squared, okay, my answer would be 3 times 3, which would give us 9. Now, if I wanted to go the opposite way round, if I want to go back this way, then I would need to work out what is called the square root of 9, which is shown by this funny hat. And that gives us an answer of 3. Okay? Now, in the same way, I need to square x, okay, to get 49. So x times itself would give us 49. So if I were to work out the square root of 49, my answer would be 7. All right, so that would be my answer of x. Now that's not the whole answer, because now we've got to work out the perimeter. The perimeter, if all the sides are 7, it would just be 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, or as we talked about from last video, we should do 4 multiplied by 7 to give us 28 centimeters. Okay, it's a perimeter, so it's centimeters, and I would double underline my answer. Okay, key thing is, guys, just take time with worded questions. Okay, there's no rush. Read the questions carefully and underline anything that you think is important, okay? Right, so let's have a go at some questions, okay? So the date and title is above, so can we copy that down, please? Can we also copy down the example that you see below? Pause the video, please. Okay. Right, so first thing that we want to do is understand what we mean by the word compound. All right, so compound just means that we have 2 shapes that are stuck together. All right, so the only way we can find the area of this whole thing is by splitting it up into 2 shapes that we know how to find the areas of. Okay, so we have 2 rectangles, okay? Now, there's 2 ways we can do it. We can split the shape down here, but this would mean having to know this side, all right? So the easiest way to do it is to split it up in another way. Okay, so we can also split it up like this, okay, where we can call the top part shape A and the bottom part shape B. All right, I would normally like to pull the shapes apart. So if I just draw shape A again up down here, we have a 7 by 2 rectangle, so the area would just be 7 times 2, which is 14 centimeters squared, okay? If I were to draw out shape B, the area is a 4 by 4 square, okay? The shape is a 4 by 4 square rather, and the area of it would be 16 centimeters squared, okay? And when you add these together, 14 plus 16 is going to give us 30 centimeters squared, okay? And as always, guys, please underline your final answer. If this is the exam, if an examiner looked at this, it just makes it so much easier for them to mark, okay? Right, I'll just give you a moment to copy this down. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, so let's have a go at a question. Okay, so have a go at this question here, please. Okay, just to help you out, you could split it up how you want. This is just one recommended way. Okay, so pause the video, have a go at this, please. Okay, so the answer to this, if you've got that, is 36 centimeters squared. Okay, well done if you got that. If you didn't, you can always go back and try again. Okay, right, let's have a look at a second example now. So I would like you to copy this example into our books, into your books, should I say. Okay, right, well done for doing that. So what we want to do is find the values of x and y. All right, and this is very important because when it comes to finding missing lengths later on, you'll need to do this for all your compound shapes, okay? So we can start with the value of x. So if you look at the value of x, the distance is from there to there, okay? Now, if we were to fill in the whole shape, we would have a rectangle, all right? So you can just imagine it as a rectangle with a little bit chopped off, okay? We also know that the distance from there to there is 1.5 meters, and the distance from this corner to this corner is 4.5 meters, okay? So to calculate the value of x, we just add together 1.5 and 4.5. Okay, you can do it in this column method, or if you're in your head, if you feel that you're quite confident with that. Okay, 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 4 plus 1 plus another 1 is going to give us 6. Okay, so x is 6 meters. Okay, now let's work out the value of y. We know that if we look at the lengths going upwards, this length here is 5 meters, but with y, I'm only walking up a certain amount, which is this bit here, okay? I also know that the distance between this point and this point is 1.2 meters, okay? So to work out the value of y, again, you can use the column method, is to do 5 minus 1.2, okay? Again, you can do this in your head, but if you're not really confident that way, then this is always a better way to avoid losing marks. I cannot do 0 take away 2, so I'm going to borrow from 5. Stick a 1 here. 10 take away 2 is 8. 4 take away 1 is 3. So the value of y is 3.8 meters. Double underline that. Okay? Let's give you a few seconds to copy that down. Pause the video if you need to. Okay. Please have a go at finding the values of x and y for this question. Pause the video, have a go. Okay, well done for having a go at that. So the value of x is 8 centimeters. The value of y is 12 centimeters. Well done to those of you who have got that one right. Okay, please copy down example number 3, please. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do before we actually work this out is to work out the missing lengths, all right? So that's what you'll notice. These are the things that are going to cause us problems later on, and I've seen people make mistakes here, okay? So let's look at what we know, all right? So the missing lengths is this bit here and this bit here, okay, which I'm going to highlight in 2 different colors, okay? Right, so to work out the missing length, let's look at all the lengths going horizontally first, so going across. We know the distance from this corner to this corner is 10 centimeters, and the distance from this corner to this corner is 2 centimeters. So therefore, I need to see what I have to add to 2 to make 10. So if I do 10 take away 2, my answer is 8 centimeters. Going to put it here so you can see. And to work out the length going downwards, the missing length going downwards, I know that the distance from this corner to this corner is 13 centimeters, and the distance from this corner to this corner is 4 centimeters. Okay, so 13 minus 4 is going to give us 9 centimeters. All right. Okay, now I've got a choice, okay? I can now split the shape up any way I want, all right? But because I can see a number 13 here, if I go downwards, I have to do 13 times 2. So what I'm going to do just in case, I'm going to go across instead, okay? So I've got one rectangle here, and I prefer to draw out the rectangle. I'll do that underneath, which is 10 by 4, okay? So that's rectangle A. And for rectangle B, what you'll see is that the length is 2, but the width is 9, okay? So I've got a 2 by 9 rectangle, okay? 10 multiplied by 4 is 40. 9 multiplied by 2 is 18. So when you add these together, 40 plus 18 would give you 58 centimeters squared. Okay? Underline that twice just to show that the examiner that you know what you're doing. Okay? Just give you 2 minutes. Pause this video and copy this down, please. Okay. Right, so let's have a go at a question. So I'd like you to pause this video and have a go at this question, please. Okay, welcome back. So the area of this compound shape is 33 centimeters squared. Okay, so well done if you got that. All right. let's have a go at this question. This is the type of question, a popular question that you could see in the exam. So can you copy this down, please? Okay. Right, now just to explain it, what we got to do first is, you've guessed it, is calculate the missing sides first. So let's look at the question anyway. All right, it says the text box shows Ali's lawn. He buys packets of fertilizer for his lawn. Okay, so each packet covers an area of 20 meters squared. Okay, so one pack is 20 meters squared. All right, that information will come in later on, come in useful later on. Okay, and we want to work out how many packets he should buy. Okay, now for this question, the first thing I need to do is this. Now, because I've got area mentioned in it, it means that I've got to work out the total area of this shape first. Okay, and I can split it up the way I want, but I want to work out my missing sides first. Okay, so let's work out what this side is first. To work out this side, I've got to subtract 18 from 23, which is 5 meters. And to work out what this side is, I need to subtract 12 from 22, which would give us an answer of 10, okay? 10 meters. Okay, right. So now we've got this, we can decide how we're going to split this up. So I would personally go across. I'll do this in a different colored pen because that diagram's getting too busy here. So let's split it up like this. So call that rectangle A, rectangle B. All right. So let's do a little drawing of A, which is 22 by 5, plus B, which would give you 12 by 18. Okay, now at this stage, guys, if you want to challenge yourself, you can obviously do this without a calculator. You just have to remember the Chinese box method that we did last lesson. But I'm going to do it with, okay? So if we do 22 times 5, okay, in fact, I don't need a calculator for this bit. That's 110. And if we do 12 times 18, okay, that would give us 216 centimeters squared, okay? Now, adding these together would give you 326 meters squared, okay? Now, we want to work, so if one pack can cover 20 meters squared, okay, we want to work out how many 20s go into 326, okay? So you could use times tables if you want, but I would prefer to do 326 divided by 20, and you can do this on a calculator, and this will give you 16.3, okay? Now, the question says how many packs he should buy, okay? You obviously can't buy 16.3 bags, okay? If I bought 16 bags, then I would have some left over, all right? And you don't want anything left over. So therefore, 17 bags are needed, okay? And it's always worth underlining, your answer, okay? So let's copy this down, please. Okay. Right, so I'm going to give you one question to try for yourself. Please pause the video and have a go. Okay, well done for having a go at that. Unfortunately, the answers won't come up, but when I did it earlier, the answer you should get is 17 ostriches, okay? Right, so let's have a go at a worksheet now. Okay, so pause the video and give yourself at least 10 minutes to have a go at this. Okay, good. Right, so your answers are here. So please tick what you got right and cross what you got wrong. Okay, year 10. So this brings our second lesson to a close. Just a reminder that there will be a quiz on frog. So please make sure that we go through this like we did during last lesson. That way I can identify your weaknesses, okay? If there are any problems, you can either contact myself, Mr. Mooton, or you can contact Miss Goodwin, okay? We've given you the email address on frog, so please check that out, okay? Right, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.